Okay, go on.
Okay, we are recording.
Good evening, suckers, and welcome to
Dave. It's sippers. Dave, sippers.
Slippers. Welcome to the
Dave,
Tea
sippers.
with Me.
Sippers.
Yeah. Welcome to the Tea with Me podcast. You guys are probably looking in or listening in, depending on where you're getting this podcast, and going, where is the young, big-eared, long-fingered freak guy, Shane? And why are we replacing him with such a hunky, cute guy like myself? And the truth of the matter is because it's Shane's birthday podcast. Now, normally you would think for a special birthday surprise, it would be completely off the cuff and a surprise. Well, Shane wanted to host his own surprise podcast, but you know what? Myself and producer Dan decided, nah, we're not having it. So we're basically hijacking his podcast. I'm actually here, not drinking tea, I'm drinking coffee because I'm a maverick. So what's going to happen now? Shane is sitting waiting. He thinks he's coming in to introduce the podcast, but he's going to be in for a surprise when he sees we've already started. So Dan, do you want to just bring him on in here?
Here he comes.
Hey!
Oh no!
Look who it is.
Oh shit! Or is this? Are we in it, or we haven't started yet?
Yeah, no, man. We've started. We have been introduced.
I wanted to try and do a background.
We have been on for about 10 minutes, and welcome to your own podcast. Welcome to This Is Your Life. Well, your podcast. Welcome.
Oh no! I'm trying to do a virtual background. I've literally brought my own green screen. Why is this not working?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Why do you look like something?
Oh, no. Well, I'll not spoil what the background was going to be for you guys.
The only guy.
Anyway.
Well. Welcome to your podcast. How you feel? We bit warm there.
Why am I nervous?
I mean, look, this is new to me. Again, I just want to say off the bat, it's kind of it's the only way I could have got on to your podcast, because you've been running now for about 5 months or whatever, and haven't asked me to be on. Your best friend, your sidekick of the Boytown podcast, and for some reason never invited me. So I just thought, because your birthday, I'll hijack the podcast.
Well, I've got a little bit of beef to serve up to you. I don't know how you like it, but here it is. I feel like it might be Wellington, and I don't know why. But you said to me, Dave, that I was going to have something to open for today. And as always, my gift has not arrived.
Well, listen,
Dave's catchphrase, by the way, is "it's on its way."
Listen, I'm going to say something here. You've made this up. I didn't.
No, you told me there was a gift.
Yeah. But I wasn't
gone to. Did you tell me there was going to be a gift?
Yeah.
Someone promised me a gift. Okay, where is it?
It was from one of our guests. Actually, our next guest, our first guest for the show, said he's going to send you something, so you can take it up with him when he arrives.
A couple of things I want to say off the bat. Number one, I thought I would have gifts to open. And secondly, I'm expecting top quality guests here. Like, I don't want to predict anything, but I'm thinking like Dornan, Bill Burr, Mick Jagger, Adele. That's the sort of level I'm at. Like, genuinely, I don't know anything about this. I don't like that you two are hosting this podcast. I really dislike that a lot. I dislike both your hairs, because you both look like you've come out of the Amazon rainforest having fled cocaine barons in Colombia.
I mean, I think we look like the back, like I look like the bassist and he looks like the drummer out of an Offspring tribute band. That's how I feel like we look at the minute. You've got the blowout hair and I've just got a fat head. And
I was going to say the really Offspring, but that's potentially the shittest banter of lockdown.
Yeah. I mean, apart the best lockdown so far has been when you put a green screen behind you and then upload an image to your actual face. That's been the best banter of lockdown so far.
I mean, the difficult thing about that is you've got to think of the admin of me bringing the green screen down the stairs. Like, it's massive and it's really hard to cart about.
And I love it.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I was trying to... You can sort of sense my vibe, I think.
Yeah, I can definitely get a feel for it, for sure. But that's not a great look there from you.
Oh shit, wait a stop. Okay, I'm back in.
This guy is ruining us.
Okay, so how many guests?
You're not that doesn't that's totally irrelevant, mate. You don't need
Dave,
to
you're
know.
power mad. I swear to God, you're power mad. You're like that guy in Captain Phillips that wasn't Tom Hanks.
The captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I feel because I'm on your ship, and hey, I'm the captain now. So,
I have to ask you this, Dave, because you're on the podcast before we get into whatever you guys are going to do. And hey, I'm happy. It wouldn't be the first time I've taken a back seat where a big number of guys just do their thing on me. But Dave, I got to ask you because you're my guest in the podcast. Do you drink tea?
I do drink tea, yes, but as I was saying earlier in my introduction, I'm a maverick. So today I'm drinking black coffee, no milk, no sweetener, just strong black coffee on the Tea With Me podcast because this is what anarchy's all about.
All right. Well, I'm very keen to see these guys. I'm expecting big hitters, bigs. So I'm keen to see what you guys have got.
Right. Here's the thing. Okay, I just want to sort of temper expectations a bit here. Let's just put it like this. Say there's a lot of big fish out. I hope
you've caught them.
Right? A lot of big fish in the pond. I'm a fisherman. I put Shane Todd's birthday on a wee end of my hook.
Yep.
I cast it to a lot of A-listers.
Yeah.
And a lot of those fish just kind of went, I've eaten. You're all right.
Right.
So I had to take my wand. And is that what they call it? They fish
Dave,
with wands? Yeah.
Have you been putting your dick in the river lagging again?
Yes. And let's just say the lagging is not that fruitful. So, I caught one fish, basically.
Right.
All right. One fish. And I'll give you one guess as to who that fish is. And if you guess.
I'm going to be extremely pissed off if it's Aaron Butler.
No.
If it's Aaron Butler, I'm going to be pissed off.
Come on. I mean, that guy.
First of all, what were you guys talking about for the last 10 minutes for my intro? Because I'm keen to know what that's about. Dan, you haven't said a bad word about me since we started.
Turn your gain down a little bit. You're popping a lot.
Yeah, I am popping. Fucking Mary Poppins.
Before we get our first guest, I want to just discuss about how this podcast came about.
Dan?
Yes.
See my H1? It's just saying level auto, and I don't want it on auto. And it's never done this before.
Oh, look at you guys.
Dan, could I just use my in-camera microphone?
It's not going to sound great.
No.
Oh, right. Well, hold on. Let me unplug this and then I'll plug it back in.
That classic. Probably for the best if that's unplugged.
I don't know why it's doing auto level, but
just be, the way you always tell me to be a wee bit quieter, just be quiet. This is great. Normally when we do the radio, you keep telling me, Dave, lower your voice. Dave, talk a bit quieter. And now I'm on your own podcast telling you. That's great. It's a feeling. I have never felt more powerful. This is just what I wanted. So just hush, hush, little boy. And
don't call me little boy.
And let's just enjoy the experience. So yeah, Dan had a pretty big question there that I think you were deflecting from. So Dan, do you want to
it was just again? Really about how this podcast came about, the way that a surprise birthday podcast for yourself that neither me or Dave came up with the idea for. Whose idea was it?
Look, I was thinking of the people. Because whenever it's, a major star's birthday, a lot of the fans like to celebrate. In some cases, they even have a national day for that person. So I don't know if that's something Stormont wanted to do. I'm kind of just starting the ball because everyone probably thinks I'd be too embarrassed to have this sort of birthday podcast. So this is my way of letting you guys know, like, listen, it's grand. Dave, what is that your phone ring?
Pardon, no, what it is I have like a lot of people in a brass band coming in to play some tunes later, and I just accidentally dropped my phone onto the kettlebell, so ignore that.
No, you got a kettlebell.
Sorry,
got a kettlebell. Fucking weird flex. Look, this came about because everybody wanted to put on a birthday podcast for me, so I'm excited.
Okay, well, I guess with that being said, we should probably bring on the first guest, the first and only guest to the podcast, the one person who replied positively and said, listen, I want to jump in, guys, welcome.
Oh, no.
To the podcast.
No. I specified I didn't want Aaron Butler to be one of the surprise guests.
All I'm going to say is he definitely looks like Joe Exotic's husband with his teeth fixed. Like, that's not...
there we go. Now we're good. Now we're good.
Well, Oh, we've got a lot to digest here. I mean, one of them is, yes, he looks like the only guy who would break into Joe Exotic Zoo and try it on with Joe. You know what I mean? Like, and say, like,
And Joe would refuse.
This guy be outside jail being like, he didn't do it. So I'll say that first of all. Secondly, I'm going to say, hate the way he's drinking that. There's a lot I despise about his current look. Thirdly, what I hate is, you know, okay, that picture of me isn't the best one. That's when I lost so much weight with Crohn's disease and nearly died. And my lips swelled up. But by the way, I was in Tenerife when I took that, and I thought that looked really sweet at the time. And I was in a Muscle Fit Ulster rugby shirt, so imagine that. And fuck you guys.
I mean, what are you doing in that picture? Like, what are you doing with your lips?
I think
Apart from getting Botox.
I think I'm just trying not to die. What had happened is my face had swollen, but my lips stayed. My face had like sunken, but my lips stayed the same size. So my lips actually aren't bigger than my face. Face and head just got smaller.
But ignore the size of everything in that photo. Obviously, the ears are still cretinously large. But what is the expression you're doing?
I think I was trying to show like, hey, it's all good. I think I just come out of hospital, and it was like, hey, relaunch of the Money Toad. And yeah, looking back on it, do I think I look sweet then? No, I don't. But at the time, I think I look pretty good. And we've all made mistakes. And also, Aaron, stop drinking like that, please.
Dude, drinking like what? I know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. I mean, literally, I couldn't wish to spend my birthday with 3 other guys that aren't Jews. You know, I despise this. This is like whenever you throw like, you know, some sort of party and you're waiting for like the cool guys in the office to arrive, and these 3 guys have shown up early. You know, you guys were there bang on 7 o'clock, and I've organized the party. He also has that chain because he was doing a sketch, and what happened is he ordered the chain, it quickly wrote a sketch, and now he just continues to wear it.
Stop slurping, mister.
Is it me? Is it me slurping?
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
You are slurping. And
sorry, guys.
When we're on the Tea podcast, it's also the Tea podcast. You don't.
It's a Tea with Me podcast. You fucking know what it's called.
The tea guy.
Yeah.
And is that some kind of like, I don't know, foreign tea that you've distilled? Is that what you call it, Shane? Do you call it like a fresh tea, like a mint tea, or like a chamomile or something? What is? Tell us about tea.
He's drinking cordial. He's at 100% drinking cordial.
No, guys. Is this not cranberry with me, with Shane Todd? Is this not cranberry with me? Sorry, Wayne Todd. Sorry, my bad.
Wayne Todd. It looks like you can't spell, man.
Oh, you guys are clearly 2 up and coming top writers. Yeah, yeah, really good guys. Yeah. Really, really good. Also, I'm pissed off because I didn't know it said Toad. I thought it was just Wayne Todd, and now I'm doubly annoyed that it says Wayne Toad. And if anybody thinks it's funny, if any fucking sippers think it's really funny to write on their videos, big fan of Wayne Toad or whatever, like if anyone starts calling me that, you 2 are to blame. In fact, you're more to blame, Dan. Do you know what this is? Dan, you're like my mum who's let bad boys from school come round for a sleepover, and I'm not friends with them. You know what I mean? Like, these are the bad boys.
They're the only ones who accepted the invitation.
Yeah. Surprise.
Okay, bring on the next guest.
It would have been worse if you had come on and been like, Dan, who do we have? And just you and him. You know, it kind of would have been Dan, who's contractually obliged to be there, and obviously us too. Can I just ask you, and obviously you have your audience here, your fans, the suckers. What is it about them that...
They're not called the suckers.
No, they are.
What do you engage with them with in this podcast? Because I said to Dan, like, I hate you, so don't really anything more than over and above what I have to do with you. I don't listen to the podcast, so what is it that you think I should become a sucker on the Tea podcast?
First of all, they're not called suckers. I think it's pretty disrespectful that you would call them that. They're called sippers.
I know, just call them that because they actually listen to you. So, I mean, I assume there's something not quite right with them.
Yeah, this must be weird for you because being in this room, like your solo podcast kind of does get this amount. This is like, you could do this and your whole listenership would get
that was very good, very witty and very, very fast there. Nobody saw that one coming. Did you see it coming, Aaron? Did you get? No, it was very quick. Yeah, well done. And Butler's a great question there.
Guys, where is he? Is he in the room? Is he waiting?
And I think that you know, I mean, if we only had it saved that for like another 5 minutes, you know, Butler for that, you know, we'll come back to that when we're announcing the next guest.
Oh, I wonder who that is. Ray Mears.
Well,
yeah, well, listen, the Tea With Me podcast is definitely taking off. Dave, thanks a lot I know you are a sipper, and I know that you're not one of these guys who wants to be like an out and out sipper, but it's time to come out of that tea chest, baby, and just be a sipper, because you know you are.
I'm not, but I mean, I respect those guys. You know the way sometimes people they identify as certain things, and you're like, you do you, and I'll do me, baby. I don't disrespect it, but you do your own thing. That's how I feel with sippers. They're kind of not my cup of tea, but respect to them. And
when are you releasing your Sly Guy podcast?
My Sly Guy podcast? It's already released. It's gone already. Yeah.
Right. Just doing like a soft release.
I mean, I don't know what that even. You again, listen. I know this is not.
Is it weird? Is it weird you could do a listening party for yours in an SL Micro?
Yeah. I mean, because this is the thing. It plays over radio. You know what I mean? You can technically do that. Your banter today. I know you've been called off guard.
Let me just say.
Dan, can you cut this stuff out, because he's embarrassed himself here?
And let me just say.
Okay, go. Let's go. Let him just say. Go ahead.
This one actually wasn't based towards you. I was going to say, I don't know why Aaron Butler's laughing, because the guy spent $8,000 building the podcast studio and did 3 of them. So I don't know what his involvement is in this.
Look, guys, I'm more of a I'm trying to think of the term here. More of a sidekick. Yeah, I'd be more of a podcast pervert. Like, I don't like to have my own. I'm like the Epstein of podcasts. I like to just be in the background, sort of rubbing shoulders a few guys, but not quite in the forefront, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I do get that. And how do you feel coming on as a guest on this podcast? Do you feel like...
No, Aaron, it's my birthday. So what's your favorite thing about me?
I don't know. There's probably a few things. Maybe it was when we first met that...
second thing.
Second thing, I would say I my favorite thing about you, second thing about you, is that you have Crohn's disease, and I think you're a great ambassador for Crohn's disease. Like they couldn't better than someone like you.
Why do we look like two guys in that picture that go to adopt a kid, like in a same-sex couple, and they don't even let us through the door, and we're pissed off?
Yeah, or just two young offenders, really.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely...
Young offenders of fashion.
This guy knows.
Right. Genuinely, if he was coming on, he'd be the biggest name on this podcast. He would be the biggest name guest if he came on and said, "You fucking love your teases anyway, don't you?
You love your birthdays." Happy birthday, mate. I haven't said happy birthday yet.
Nobody has, so appreciate it.
Well, there you go.
I hate to break the fourth wall, but it's not actually your birthday until tomorrow, so I am very strict. I don't wish people birthday.
You nearly said good birthday, and you nearly said good birthday.
Like,
you said good birthday.
You can actually ask Aaron himself. I didn't even wish him happy birthday on his birthday. I waited until 2 days after his birthday, albeit I did think his birthday was on that date, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey, good birthday.
Yeah. I mean,
31st of December, good New Year.
Yeah. That's fair. If that's what you want to do, you by all means do that, man. And I mean, you've already organised your own
Friday
surprise.
Well, that doesn't work.
That does work. It just does work.
It's just the way it is.
So,
Dave,
can
I
I
thought you would be nice to me on my birthday. You're coming on. Yeah. Clearly, you want to roast me or whatever. I get it. Like, I get it. You've got sexual frustration or whatever. But do you not want to be like nice to me? Like, I think it'd be really nice if you just told the listeners and told us in this room. Like, also that's so funny because it looks like that guy's behind Aaron and he hasn't realized yet. But Dave, maybe you could talk about some of the things you really like about me.
I'll have to go into my emails here and check the email that you sent me to list off the things.
Dan, do you have anything nice? Like,
podcast,
Dan, we've been working together for a couple of months. Surely it's exceeded your expectations, and maybe you want to just talk about how professional I am.
Why is Dan in the shadows? What?
Always in the shadows, Aaron.
That's where he is. If you want to find him, that's where you get him.
He's just a silhouette. He looks like he's proper crime watching it tonight. And for anyone here that should be. It's the guy with the cranberry juice. Am I right, guys? Dan, what's your favorite thing about Shane?
His technical knowledge always astounds me.
Oh yeah,
Aaron, I brought the green screen down from upstairs, and then I tried to turn it on, and I saved the picture, and I was like, "Oh, the guys are gonna love this." Now, tell me where I'm going wrong because it's working.
No, man, that's it. Yep. Hey, nailed it. Here's what you need to do. You need to use the wee color dropper on virtual background and select the green behind you. See the wee color dropper? It should be like a wee thing in the right corner.
Oh yeah.
That's where you're going wrong. You click that. That should
it says choose virtual background.
Go up. There should be. So hold on. When you do, I'm sure all the listeners are loving this.
So I go into settings and virtual background. No, this is important.
Yeah, virtual background, and then
Dan,
requirements.
Is this the sort of content you wanted for this special edition of the podcast? Was this
okay?
No,
forget it.
All right, forget it. All right,
Butler, could you go back a couple of background images here?
Oh, do you want me to get
Let me see where this is going.
Yeah.
Let me guess here. Hold on. Is that the one?
Yeah. Stop there. Right. We have another guest, and he's in the waiting room, and I just think we should bring him in. What do you think that? We invite him on in?
Oh, no.
Welcome, Chris. How are you?
What's happening, man?
Well, what's awkward about this is you've brought in my real best friend, Dave. Go fuck yourself. This man right here, I referred to him as my Scottish best friend for a long time, but that was a fucking lie. He's my international best friend, number one guy.
International?
Chris MacArthur Boyd, phenomenal comedian, great guy, has only good things to say about me. Absolutely brilliant lad. So I'm delighted you have him on. Honestly, if I could do Boytown with one person, the Boytown podcast, it'd be this guy right here. But international restrictions prevented. Great to see you, man. Love you.
How's it going, man? Christopher MacArthur Boyd Town. We should call it that.
Yeah, I tried to do a virtual background, Chris, and this happened. So, apart from that, it's...
Why is that happened?
You actually look less like an alien.
Well, I mean, I think the question should be less, why has that happened? And the question should be more, how is it possible? Also, the fact that I have a proper green screen behind me, but it's all good. Chris, are you looking at us, or are you also playing FIFA?
I'm playing a wee bit of FIFA in the background. I'll move my camera. So
I really want to look into your eyes. Sorry if that's weird, man. But
no, that's all right.
Yeah, Chris, Dave got extremely jealous whenever you and I met because I was texting him being like, I've met this great guy, Galway Comedy Festival. You and I went shopping for scarves. Sorry, I'm just nervous fucking seeing him again. But
we went scarf shopping, man.
We went scarf shopping, yeah.
We got a wee coffee.
Honestly, like, you gave me more in that day than Dave has in about 4 years of friendship.
It was
we'd definitely be friends for longer than that.
Nah, I wouldn't really count that kind of time. But Chris, it's so great to see a great comedian in this room as well, because I was thinking, like, when is a proper stand-up going to arrive for me to chat to? And it's so good to have you here, man. So good to have you here.
Thanks very much.
Dave and Aaron, 2 gigs as well. So how have you doing?
I'm alright, man. I'm fucking losing my mind over lockdown and shit.
All right, Dan, take him out. Take him.
I don't want you to start. I don't want you to start. Chris and Dave, do you know each other?
Yes.
We had a Nando's with you.
We went to Nando's together, and then we've kind of just been texting since. So
today,
this is what we actually were doing a wee bit of FaceTime and stuff earlier ourselves, just getting prepped for it. So,
Dave got really carried away in the Nando's, really trying to make me laugh because Chris was there and he was effortlessly making me laugh. And Dave ordered a full chicken just to put on his dick, and I was like, man, that's not funny. Like, it's not funny at all. But Chris,
but you had it, didn't you?
I took the chicken and the doggy back.
It done wonders for my self-esteem, though, man. You know, when you have 2 men fighting over your affection, it's just.
Yeah, Chris, what
you
do
say
you like
affection. It sounds quite like that. Maybe it's just a Scottish accent. The word kind of changed slightly.
Chris, what do you like about me the most, man? Let's just talk about some of your favorite moments from our probably like 6 times that we've met.
You know, I like that time you picked me up at the airport. Nobody's ever done that for me before.
Carried you from Belfast City Airport into the city centre in my arms.
Yeah, usually I just get that wee shite bus, but
Not this time, my friend. I think I had you in the Passat.
Yeah.
And I told you to sit in the back corner, just so I could chauffeur you in the Belfast. But yeah, honestly, I've never hit. This is the best birthday present. Just having you on here, man. Just realizing like the fucking good times that we had. I know that year, Aaron and Dave weren't at the Galway Comedy Festival, but it was great that you were there and smashed all the gigs. You did that. Remember, I did really badly the last night and then drove home. But apart from that, it was a good time. When the Hindu were in.
It was the Hindu and the biggest comedy reviewer in the UK and Ireland, and internationally, really.
Is there any way I can get that review, Chris?
Yeah. Shortube.com.
No, I think it's down.
Let's read it out. Let's read it out live.
Yeah,
we can read it out live, couldn't we, Dan?
I'll look it up. Is it?
Yeah. I mean, it's your birthday, dude.
I think they've taken. Chortle spelled with
a K. I'll find it.
Yeah, Chris, if you can work that out.
You should find it.
So who else have we got coming on here?
I mean, the thing about this is we're on a schedule, but these were the ones we had to squeeze in. So everyone else are just kind of, they come and go. They're bohemian, just in and out. You know,
it's beautiful, man.
It's what it is. So
yeah, well, the thing about reviews is, you know, I actually had such a great day with Chris that day that I forgot that I was a stand-up, and also he was going on after me. So what I did was decided I wouldn't have a great set, and then just let my man just have a good run at it, basically. And you ended up having a good show. So just remember also this review, the way he writes it, he always means the opposite of what he wrote.
Right, okay.
It was opposite day, and that day.
Yeah. So by the way, it takes David a long time to type because he is.
No, I've actually got it here.
For fingers, so.
Dave, please read. Go ahead.
Shane Todd's quiet style was a little adrift of the situation.
Oh,
when he remonstrated with the hen party. He felt a little bit like a supply teacher ticking them off, heavy-handed despite an attempt to be matey. Much of his material, as drawn from his life in Northern Ireland, is kind of like himself, lightweight and even forgettable. That's pretty sly, and based on such major events as trying to order a cup of tea, which is good for the sake of this podcast. Let's have a look at this. Glasgow's Chris MacArthur.
No, man, wrap it up.
Had a modest conversational style, but he was deceptive, more innate. He controlled the room. He was relaxed, and he smashed the deft punchlines. Wow. I mean...
Okay, I got to jump in right now on a couple of these points. The supply teacher line, I had done material about being a supply teacher. And secondly, I did try and be matey with the Hindu. And because I went, can you guys stop talking? We can be mates. They said no. It was a disaster. But I was... They were actually calling me the martyr after that one because I just laid my life down for my friend and the best comedian in this room, Chris MacArthur Boyd.
Thanks very much, man.
But Chris, I had other good gigs at that festival, which you can jump in here anytime, man, and back me up.
What about that other gig, the pub crawl?
Wasn't the best, but there was other gigs at the festival where.
No, keep searching, Chris. Keep searching.
That one in the pub was. No, you weren't there. That was me.
Like I've heard about the festival one because of the review, but what was the pub crawl? He hasn't told us that one.
No, he didn't.
Didn't tell you about that. It's kind of like you go pub to pub with a big group of audience members, but they're really just there to get drunk. They're not really interested in comedy, but they kind of bring out a kind of struggling comedian, and they put him in front of.
Yes, they do. You're
these
right.
drunk people, and it's kind of like bear baiting.
Yeah, like Make a Wish. I get
Make a Wish type bear baiting. Yeah.
I wish you guys would shut the fuck up. But at the same time, there was a review from that, and if you guys don't mind, I've actually got it up as you can see on screen there. So
but don't need to read reviews anymore. Don't worry about it. Move on, Chris. Tell me about this.
It said sexy Nordic-looking bastard Shane Todd took to the stage, absolutely killed it. Great guy. Said, "Oh, it says Chris MacArthur Boyd, backstabbing bastard."
It's about right. Is that true?
But it was a good festival. Apart from that, it was a good festival. And Chris, you really let me down here.
The scarf shopping was brilliant.
Scarf shopping was the best performance I had at that festival. Because
Did you get a scarf out of it?
He bought one for me. I bought one for him.
Oh no!
Shane insisted on doing a tight 5 minutes in Primark at the till for the women behind the till. It's not called. What's it called? It's not called Primark. It's called Pennies or something.
Yeah. But you acted like we were all going to beat the shit out of you if you got that wrong. I think we'd be prepared. We'd fully be prepared to let it slide.
Yeah, there's 3 guys that aren't going to beat you up. It's
yeah, us 3. But you need to watch it's Pennies top corner.
Chris is
when you don't call for anymore.
Chris, is producer Dan in the corner sort of unnerving you a bit?
Well, it's kind of scary, like someone sitting in the darkness. Like, it's kind of like I've been interrogated by 3 Irishmen, and then it's just like someone with a light behind them, so you can't see their face. It's kind of like I'm being tortured.
Well, I mean, often that's what guests that come on to this podcast say. The experience of it is like. Again, Chris, do you listen to this podcast?
Yeah, he does. He fucking does.
Yeah.
Chris, some of your favorite episodes should.
It's got to be the Christmas special.
The Christmas special, yeah.
Yeah, when all the gifts are given.
That's right, the gifts. I like that one too. That's good.
The Halloween episode.
Yeah, that was good on the podcast launch in February.
The Valentine's episode was classic.
That was the one for me where I was just like, this is my new favourite podcast.
Actually, the Jamie Dornan episode was pretty good. If you guys,
I was going to say,
I was good in that one. Yeah, it was good.
I was going to say, I watched that Belfast thing that he's in. What's it called?
The Fall.
Yeah.
Genuinely thought you were going to say Belfast Blues, me and Aaron's web series, and we both were like, somebody from outside of our friendship circle watched it and we got excited, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, no, cheers, Chris.
No, the crime thing.
The Fall.
Yeah, and I was going to phone you up and go, here, did that happen?
Did the fictional series The Fall happen?
Was it based on a true story? Or was
yes, and we've got the guy it was based on right there. He's wearing big silver headphones. No, but Chris, what we should do is you should come over to Belfast again when it's safe to do so. We'll do like a tour of Belfast, The Fall inspired, and I'll say all locations. And then if it's cold enough and your neck is a certain temperature, we'll get you a scarf.
Yes,
I think that'd be beautiful.
That,
man, it's so good to see your face.
But it's even if it's not safe, still come.
Yeah, no, I will.
It could be a renegade. Just come over and do what you got to do.
Yeah, fuck the government, man.
And I mean, let's just say again, I don't know what the messages are in this podcast. Am I allowed to? Is this your view? Is this the view of the podcast? Fuck the government.
No, it's not the view. No, because we're sponsored by Storm and the DUP. But
right, okay.
At the same time, Chris, what about that time where I said we should write a sitcom about the ferry, the Stena line, on one guy who's always going over to. This is so me, right? It's based on one guy who's always traveling over to Belfast for work, who was Chris, and then another guy who was traveling over to Scotland for work, me, and they would chat every day on the way there and the way back. And then my man Chris pointed out, then they wouldn't be on the same ferry, and I went, yeah, it's fair. Yeah. So nothing.
But then you probably thought that's going to be the plot twist. Do you know what I mean? That could be the twist at the end of it. It could be like an M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, they're not even mates. Whoa.
It's like Shutter's Island. They both only exist in each other's minds.
Exactly.
I then tried to adapt, and I was like, no, but what if the ferries pass each other and they just shout like, all right, mate, yes, mate, back and forth. But the pitch got turned. BBC were, in their own words, were not interested.
I felt so bad breaking the news to you that it didn't make any fucking sense because you were so excited about it.
Yeah, I know. Fuck.
I just have to say, Shane, have you felt so far on this episode that maybe you've been like hounded a bit and maybe bullied? And
I don't think one positive thing's been said about me.
Do you feel as though you need like some sort of fatherly support?
Oh Christ!
Do you feel like you maybe need your dad on the podcast?
Go for
Dan. Let's go.
Oh!
There he is.
Yes,
Can he say
do
it?
you have your audio on?
Can you say it? Hold on, it did
Okay,
not
here's
connect
Jerry?
audio.
Yeah.
Hang on a
There we
second.
go.
Jerry? Oh no. Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh no. I don't know whether to jump in here or not. I don't know.
I don't know if Jerry can hear us. Jerry?
I think my pictures confused him.
There we go.
Oh,
There we
wait,
are.
connected audio.
Hello.
Jerry.
Hello, Jerry. Welcome.
Hello. Happy birthday, son. Birthday.
My broadcasting father. Great to see. I mean, Jerry, so far, no one said a nice word about me so far.
Really?
It is great to see you because I know you only have high praise for me. I think you've said out of all the people you've worked with in your lengthy career, in your distinguished career, I have been the highlight. I think you said that before, if I'm not misquoting, or maybe it was me that said it.
No, I don't think it was me actually said those particular words.
I think you said one of the best. But Jerry, the guys were just talking about some of their favorite memories of me and maybe some of their favorite qualities. So if you want to jump in, that would be great. Jerry, if you want to jump in. So Jerry, any of them? I know there's quite a lot. You're probably processing them and going through the best ones. Like saw Border Patrol, that was great. I mean, you did that.
Oh, that was good.
Yes.
Oh.
Jerry.
I thought I starred in that actually. I thought I took the shine off your performance.
Yeah,
You
you
did.
did. Some people have said that.
Yeah, everybody agrees with me.
No, I think it was like belt. I think we're shining equally. Me, you, and the camera. I think it was just television gold. And Jerry, you know, you have been like, yes, you're my broadcasting father and stuff, but do you want to say something nice about your son? Like, let's not be afraid to be personal. Like, what are some personality traits you like? I think you said like my charisma, very charming, modest. Yeah, it was one as well.
Shane, have you got the right Jerry Kelly?
Well, listen. I can only hope the other Jerry Kelly's going to bounce in here at some point as well, and Chris won't get who that is. But Chris, the other Jerry Kelly, is a little bit bolder. Let me just say that. Jerry, can you maybe tell everybody about your first impressions of me whenever we met whenever I came on your show in Radio Ulster?
Is this for live broadcast? Seriously?
Dave, can you sort of describe to Jerry the platform in which this is kind of happening?
Yeah, what it is this is Shane's podcast that we've kind of just hijacked as it's his birthday. So I mean, normally I wouldn't say it's a propaganda tool that he uses to put his thoughts out there. But basically now we're putting an end to the fake news and we're just letting his listeners hear a wee bit about the real Shane. So you can say whatever you like and just, you know, be open and honest, Jerry. Just do your thing.
So are we the total number of his listeners, the 6 of us?
Correct.
Yeah, well, disrespectful, Jerry, I think, to say
and
that.
3 of us are
quite
getting paid to be on it, so I mean, we're not even proper listeners.
I first met Shane, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah.
You were in short trousers, you came into the BBC.
Nothing was.
That's about right.
You were in the BBC, looking to get on the Kelly show. You thought, I want to get on. And you come in saying, oh, Jerry, it's been my ambition to see you, and I always wanted to play the Mugs game. This was
Okay, yes, I said that, yes. I
think
I was wearing short trousers.
You were. Well, you were in my eyes. You're only a child. And you came in and you wanted to play the Mugs game. And that's, you ingratiated yourself upon me at that particular time. And I, in my good nature as I am, let you play the Mugs game and let you win. Other than that,
you didn't let me win.
I don't have many more memories of you, to tell you the truth.
Oh, Jerry, that's weird because I've been on your show about 5 times since, and we did a TV show together. But
did you see? Wasn't I good in the TV show?
Yeah, I think we were both equally good, Jerry. I think we were both.
No, Jerry was better. Jerry was better.
Who was? Thank you.
Jerry, see these guys here. Yes. They're like, unlike you and I, who have a little bit of class as broadcasters, as performers. They're part of this new school of, like, you know, comedian type guys where they're. It's more rude than anything, Jerry. It's a little bit it's a little bit tacky the way they get on. They like to criticize their friends and say nasty things. And I think you and I have a mutual respect, and we only have good things to say about each other.
Are any of these other ones funny?
No,
they do stand up.
Yeah,
they do stand up. And Jerry, just while I have you here, I've maybe said to you 10 or 11 times. In fact, any time I've been on your show or seen you, I go, Jerry, we must get around to golf sometime. And you always do this thing where you go, and then we haven't played golf. So have you heard something about me that means you wouldn't bring me to the golf course? I don't know what the problem is, Jerry.
No, you live locally to me, don't you, really?
Yes, I could be at your house
in your
4
garden.
minutes. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, it's only members only at the moment because of the
This was way before.
Well,
I've
Jerry,
been
a
asking you
lot
for
of
years.
people actually do refer to Shane as a member, so maybe that would equate to him getting access to the course. Maybe.
Yeah, he's a bit of a tool right now.
Yeah.
Jerry, I'll be honest, that's kind of just direct. You know what I mean? Like, there's not much.
It's supposed to be more subtle than that, is it?
Yeah, well, we're saying positive things. We're sort of jumping in and saying about maybe, you know, like bright young comedic talent or whatever. Because, Jerry, you've interviewed absolutely everybody, like anyone who's anyone. And surely when you interviewed me, you just saw a little something. You went, that's the guy. That's the guy. So what is that star quality do you think that people like myself have? And like, you know, you've interviewed like Desmond Tutu. Did you interview Nelson Mandela, Jerry?
No, I never got to Mandela. I got Tutu. We were waiting on him, but we didn't get him when we were there.
Desmond Tutu, George Best. I mean, all these prominent figures. What is it you saw in me, Jerry, where you went, that's a star? Jerry, it's just, I don't know if there's a communication issue here, but
I don't know. Nothing, to tell you the truth, Shane.
right.
To be perfectly honest, I didn't see much in you. The producer of your show at the time forced me to take you on.
Right.
And I took you on, and I can't remember laughing at anything you said. I can remember thinking, this is a long 8 minutes on the radio here.
Yeah.
Other than that, Shane, I wish you well, though. Look, don't get me wrong. It's not.
No.
I would like to see you succeed.
Yeah.
But it's going to take a while, as you well know.
Yeah, well, no, I was sort of hoping it would be sooner rather than later. But
Well, Shane, do you want to show Jerry you've been working on your technology side of things? Do you want to show him how you've made your green screen work for the sake of this podcast?
So, Jerry,
this happens?
I tried to have like a futuristic green screen behind me for this podcast. And again, this is why I need you to mentor me more, because this wouldn't happen. Like the Kelly show, I imagine there was no continuity errors. I imagine it was just smooth sailing on the technical side of things. But I tried to have a virtual background. So, you know, I could make myself be in the San Francisco Bridge or anything like that. And then it didn't like go as well as I had hoped it would.
But that's better, Jerry.
Like, as you can see, Jerry, I have a working green screen behind me, and I tried to put like a fun image behind me, but it's just...
Enough. Don't bend over anymore. Oh, very good. Look at this one.
There he is. Hey, Shane, you've never been on the golf course with Jerry. I'm doing it right now. We're live. You like that, Jerry?
Jerry, he's not a member. Jerry, he's not a member.
No, Jerry, I am.
He's coming down. He's coming down.
He's not.
That's it.
He's not on the list, Jerry. I mean, he is on other lists, but he is not on that one.
How do you do that? That's really good. Look.
Yeah, yep, that's how you do it. You're killing it, Jerry.
Jerry, do you know what's worse? Your image is
Look at
better
this
than-
one.
Oh, he's on the.
Oh, better get that off. Hold on.
Hey, Kelly on the moon, mate.
That's you stuck like it.
Look, I can't get off that. Hold on. Go back there we go.
Jerry, do you know what I would really like? Do you want to get a little bit more serious for a second?
Yes.
There's a guitar behind you. I didn't know you actually play guitar. Is there anything you would like to play me for my birthday?
Oh, no.
I was restringing it. There's only 5 strings on it at the moment.
That's fine. I'm okay with that, Jerry. So whatever you want to play me, I'm good with. It's totally up to you.
You can't play guitar in 5 strings.
Jimi Hendrix once said that whenever he would play and his string would break, he would just improvise with other strings. So you could probably come up with something, Jerry.
Jimi Hendrix said that.
Jerry Hendrix?
And you're talking to me straight afterwards. Yeah. That shouldn't do anything.
Oh, he's going for it anyway. Jerry, just anything you want to sing about, like maybe like Paul Weller, You're the Best thing, or...
It's not tuned. And there's not... Look, listen to that. I was restringing it today.
Oh, listen to that.
Look at that. Look.
Jerry, that's beautiful. No one else has serenaded me for my birthday this year. So honestly, whatever you want to play me, like...
Well, I'll tell you, I do have a party piece. I do have a party piece. And I can, if you give me the name, any name at all,
yeah,
fella or a girl, I will make a song up about it in at least 5 seconds.
Well, just me probably. Like Shane Todd.
Shane, you use the word Shane.
Yeah.
Give me 5.
I'll give you 5. I'll give you 6.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Very excited for this. This is what I've wanted my whole birthday. At least someone's making a little bit of an effort. Jerry Kelly with an original song about the birthday boy. Take it away, Jerry.
Happy birthday to you.
Woo!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Join me in. Join in. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday, Shane Todd.
Wayne. Happy
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 birthday
birthday
to
to Wayne.
Wayne. What is your? Oh, sorry, Shane. It's not Wayne. Shane.
Yeah, no.
There you go.
Yeah, I think. Well, thanks a lot, Jerry. But I think disrespectful across the board from everybody in here.
You know it's done with love, Shane.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know that. I mean, it's not received with love. Received with a little bit of hate. I'll be honest, but yeah, no. Honestly, if there was 5 guys I could spend my birthday with, it would not be you lot. Like, definitely not.
Who would it be?
They would be, well, my favorite Scottish comedian, Ray Bradshaw. Ray Bradshaw. My 2 favorite local comedians, Colin Geddes and Mickey Bartlett. On a serious one, like, I think the premier broadcaster in these parts, Hugo. So if we can't get them, you guys will do as replacements.
It's fair.
But yeah, I mean, I think you get the. Also, Jerry, a lot of people are very surprised that I am this age. You probably think I'm still a young whippersnapper going about the place, but 32.
32.
32,
Really?
yeah.
Well, what were you doing for the first 31 years of your life? Because it's only recently we've heard of you.
He was in the young offenders. Jerry's in the young offenders.
No, I was in a young offender centre. But yeah, I mean, there is an element of nastiness here, which I didn't want. Dave, what are you out to?
Dave's gone. Dave got fed up.
Sorry. I was realizing I was sort of fading in the darkness like Dan, and it looks creepy.
Yeah.
It's very creepy to just be staring at a lot of guys through a computer screen in darkness. So I thought I would add a wee bit of lighting, and you could see me for the beauty that I am, Jerry. So I thought I would.
Absolutely. You were the one I always wanted to meet, actually, because I do recognise the power behind the throne.
Jerry, whatever you do, please do not refer to him as the power behind the throne. He will run with that for miles, please.
Oh, but this is what it is, because he's made you, whatever you are, he's made you.
True. Yeah. Very true.
My next poster, the power behind the throne, and I think I'm actually going to get T-shirts made that have that on it.
He's not the power behind the
throne.
He's not the power behind the throne. He's the piss behind the wall. That's what he is.
I'm Cummings and you're Boris. That's what we are together. You can't be.
What are you going to do for your birthday? Like, what have you done, or what are you going to do? You having a week of it, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll turn it into like a week-long thing. But no, Jerry, I'm just keeping it low-key. Just keeping it low-key with very, very close friends. So Rory McIlroy, Jamie Dornan, a couple of Jimmy Nesbitt, a couple of like just very close pals are coming round for a bit of a social distanced gathering in the garden, which should be a bit of fun. But no, I mean, be honest, Jerry, I expect a presence. Dave is someone who we all have that friend, Jerry, who goes, "Oh, your present's on its way," and he's done that like every year for the past 5-6 years, which is a bit rude. But no, unfortunately I'm just hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. Well, Dave did say no presents.
Yeah.
Jerry, you're not supposed to tell him that. That was only just private.
Oh, sorry. I thought this was a request from Shane himself that he didn't want presents. He didn't want a fuss made.
Jerry, you have been involved in TV for how many? You said we talked about it in Soft Boredom. So more than 40 years.
Yeah, since 1979. Many years is that?
Quite a lot.
And it's right about the year you were born, is it?
No, I was born in 88.
Yep, it is. No, 79. Yep, hit the nail on the head.
But wow. Jerry, me, Chris, Dave, and Aaron, like 4 young performers.
Yeah.
If you were a commissioner and you were going to give us a show and you were like, because we're the new wave of comedy talent. What sort of show could you see us being in? Like, using your experience, what would you like to see the 4 of us getting up to?
Well, it wouldn't be a comedy show.
What sort of show would it be?
Good question. I'll have to think about that. Let me have a look at the four of you. Let me see the four of you.
Just you would have Mick Jagger up front, but you could make something. I'm sure.
You see, sadly, to put a wee bit of sincerity into this.
No, go ahead, Jerry. As you were.
Jackie Fullerton up behind him now. Jackie and I, we're of the same vintage. Hi, Jack. Good to see you.
Hello.
You see, unfortunately for you guys, and I do feel a little bit sorry for you guys, there is no vehicle on television or radio for you guys nowadays, which I think is an absolute disgrace in Northern Ireland.
Do you think that's always been the way of it, or do you think in more?
No, it wasn't. If you look at the Kelly Show went on for 18 years. John Daly did a show. Paddy Keelty did a show on the BBC. There's nothing like that now, and there's no stage for you guys anymore except the comedy circuit. Risking to go to the Ulster Hall or whatever at your own expense virtually.
On that, I just want to say, though, Jerry, Shane has been in quite a lot of television shows, but just hasn't seemed to connect to the audience for some reason. There's just something missing.
There's a dislike.
I saw him up close on Border Patrol, and I can understand why. I think he had to be hand-fed every word. He hardly knew a word. Never learned the script.
Yeah, that's how Shane.
We had to do it about 10 times to get it right because of Shane. And there was me, walked in, had it like that.
Jerry, did we have to do it 10 times for that, or because you were aggressively smashing cups, even though that was part of the scene? Jerry massively lost the run of himself and nearly blinded me at one point. And me being the professional I am said, "Don't worry about it, Jerry, it's all right," as blood oozed from the corner of my eye.
Anyway, you guys should have a little petition up to get something back on television. It'll give you a vehicle to see your talents.
I would love that.
The other three should. You just continue with what you're doing. Come and play golf with me, Shane.
I don't think I'm ready to just take it easy and play golf, Jerry. I'm in my peak. I'm in my prime. I'm ready to get out there and keep making quality programming like I have been doing up until now.
Okay. Good for you.
Jerry, tell me this, Jerry. Do you know the way you're saying like they don't have those programs anymore? Why did they stop doing them?
A very good question. I don't know why.
Is it like a budget thing?
It's not, because like chat shows and so on aren't the most expensive form of light entertainment. I still think it's tough on it's not just comedians, young singers, groups, all the rest. There's no vehicle left for them at local television. And as much as I love radio and as much as radio is excellent, one performance on television will outweigh 10 performances on radio.
Would your advice to us, Jerry, be to just continue making our own stuff like we do, for our own channels and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I know there's a whole new world out there of all the social media, but it doesn't bring you to the masses the way television still can. My advice would be emigrate.
And where would you recommend some of us? Where would you say Shane should go? Where would you recommend he emigrate?
Isle of Man for Shane.
Yep.
Why?
Because you'd be a bit homesick, wouldn't you? You could nip across quite quickly, You're married now, aren't you?
Yeah.
You'd have to come back and see the wife every now and then. So like,
it's a husband.
I think she'd be happy enough if I lived in the Isle of Man. I think that would suit her. I think it would absolutely suit her.
Suit him. Yep.
Are you sure it's a him? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's me.
And did I also hear that is there a baby on the way?
Yep.
Woo!
Yep. There is, Jerry.
When are we going to see a little Todd?
Very, very soon. I'm trying to think. I'm taking your advice and I'm trying to think in TV ways, and I'm going to say it's going to be released very, very soon. Coming to a pram near you very, very soon.
Well, maybe would that be something you could pitch, like a reality show? Just you maybe taking on the role of the midwife and delivering your own child. I think that'll be something people may pay to see.
Chris, do you want to jump in? You got
the toddler.
Oh, that's good.
The toddler. I can see you'll go far, Chris.
Yeah.
You don't need to start picking up Chris. You don't know Chris, Jerry. Come on. Chris.
Thanks, Jerry.
It's got Ovak the Wolf spitter up here, or whatever that is.
He does gaming, Jerry. He's into like this computer gaming thing.
All right.
Chris is 12, Jerry. Is what you need to know about Chris.
I'm a 27-year-old man.
Really? Really?
Aye.
Jerry, Chris is Dave's son. Chris is Dave's eldest.
Chris is what?
Chris is Dave's eldest son.
Really?
My dad said they had a showbiz opportunity for me.
Come in, don't show me up in front of Jerry, Chris. We'll put you at opposite ends of the screen and just you behave.
The powers above you, the powers above you, the power behind the throne.
Yeah, no, Jerry, don't call him that. But Jerry, you talked about letting me play the mugs game back in the day, and you got to hand it to the kid. Whenever I won the mug fair and square, which you know happened,
I gave you a mug.
You presented me with a mug, and that is honestly like I'm not into like possessions, which I mean I am. I don't know why I said that. I don't have much like. If I was, say I had to flee the country, Jerry, I wouldn't bring much stuff with me. I mean, probably my family, to be fair. But what I'm saying is, I'm not sentimental, but my Kelly Show mug is a very treasured possession. And I've never drank out of it because I don't want to ruin it. So it sits up on a little thing.
He's actually paid to have it boxed in a frame, and it sits on his mantelpiece. And he actually has like a magnifying sheet of glass to make it even bigger. So I don't want to say this on his birthday podcast. He effectively is your stalker, Jerry.
Yeah,
it's awkward.
Well, I had my suspicions, to be fair.
Yeah,
I did have my suspicions.
And what was it that made you think this guy's a little bit weird in the first?
Probably
instance?
the short trousers he keeps talking about that I was wearing. Jerry, I don't own short trousers.
Well, I went to Hollywood about 32 years ago.
and 9 months, 32 years and 9 months, and
around that time, how do we drink in a bar there? So maybe that's where this.
And then Dave was born.
You and I have together.
Jerry would explain a lot. It would explain a lot.
It would explain my feelings towards you, Shane.
Yeah.
Hatred.
I wonder.
Oh, this was a nice birthday surprise. Jerry, you were the only nice birthday surprise here. Honestly, the rest of the guys take or leave them. But it's been. And
good. Jerry, if you just invoice me for that cost, we agreed for you to come on and do this.
It'll be first post tomorrow.
That'll be great.
You take that photograph of Jackie Fuller and put me back up again.
Sure thing, boss.
Thanks. Lovely. See, I see there. I'm on the golf course. That's the 11th hole of the golf course.
I'll never see it probably, but I'll keep asking.
Ian, as a birthday present to you, you're invited to come to our glass.
Yes, Jerry.
Anytime next year.
The fishmongers.
Come along.
Great, Jerry. I will genuinely look forward to that.
That'll be my birthday present to you.
Now, it'll ruin it if you invite anybody else in this room, but please let it just be me and you, father and son.
Well, I'll tell Rory not to bother them.
Well, no, still tell him to come. No, definitely, yeah.
Well, what about
just
Jimmy?
Like...
Jimmy's coming to you.
Can I just say about Rory? I did send him a message.
I'll tell you what, that's some goatee, Jerry.
Where are you getting these things?
Can I just say something?
What,
you look a wee bit like Dave. You look a wee bit like
Dave. You're talking about going to Hollywood?
Yes. Pardon?
Is that you, Jerry?
Like that? Like...
That's me right about, I think it was about 32 there.
Jerry, you look like a lion there.
I see. People used to think that I look like Billy Connolly.
There's a wee touch of it.
The touch of the Connolly?
Well, you've got hair and a beard, to be fair.
That's halfway.
I think I was rather attractive as a young man. You don't think so?
Oh,
you definitely are attractive, very much, but maybe not Billy Connolly.
Was anybody asking you?
Sorry, Dad.
He's no longer the power behind the throne.
No.
Dan, can you take Jerry out of this? Call you for the power to...
Dan, I'm staying on, Dan. Sorry, I mean, EastEnders is nearly over. We finished here because EastEnders is just finished, and at least something's worth watching on television. Any chance of getting a spot back on the soft border patrol, Shane?
Jerry, I'm asking them the same question. And they're there they are.
It's the boys.
There we are.
The dynamic duo themselves, eh?
Wow.
Jerry, do you know how you know that was a good scene? Because the crew were cracking up during it, and they get so like numb to just sitting through 12-hour days of all this kind of thing. But the crew really enjoyed that one.
That's what you told me.
That photo, it looks like you are like the trusty owner of like some kind of like table warehouse, and Shane's just your employee of the month, and you're like bringing him under your wing to be like, you, my friend, will sell live edge tables.
Yeah, try it again, Dave.
I know. Listen, see this. Just pure whiskey. I've been on it all night, and I'm trying to hold myself together, but I was just so nervous with Jerry coming on that I had to self-medicate.
Are you boys all taking the mickey out of me? Am I just here?
It's not broadcast.
I get the feeling that you're sitting laughing, sniggering up your sleeves at this old fella.
Can you see us, Jerry?
Oh,
Here,
no.
we're not.
Oh, I know. Hold on, Jerry. Are you in gallery mode?
Yeah, I can see a lot of you.
Oh, you can see a lot of us. That's
Yes. Aye, that's good.
Dan's sitting up there. He looks like something out of the darkness.
The band?
Look at Justin.
Fucking
Hey, Dan.
Jerry, how are you?
Dan's come a long way too, hasn't he? He's
Dan,
producing, you know.
He is. Yeah. Monkey hands.
Monkey.
I don't even know if monkeys have long hands or fingers, but it felt kind of apt.
Oh, what was that? We facial expression for there, Shane? Did you realise about your fingers in the middle of that, or what kind of went on?
So disrespectful.
Jerry,
Is this a radio program? Yeah.
It's podcast.
Podcast.
Podcast. Well, the finest podcast in the land, Jerry. My Tea With Me podcast, which I will separately ask you to be a guest on. So just respected broadcaster. We can chat. Because honestly,
yeah, I know, Jerry. You're right.
but Jerry,
Yes.
Jerry, where did you get my number? He's just texted me there to say that it's time for him to go because he hates us. Is that what did you mean that to come to me, Jerry, or is that?
you said that the wrong number.
I only sent it to you. I sent it to Dan actually. But
Oh, well, you must have gone to Dave and Dan. But as the host of what will be the most successful episode of this podcast, I just want to say thank you very much for coming on and giving us your time and sharing some great gossip on Shane, which I didn't know about him. So we can now take that to bully him for the rest of the episode. So
And they will.
So thank you very much, Jerry.
Dave, it's been your pleasure. And before I go, Shane, I do think you've got something.
Yes.
Good night. God bless America. Good night, everybody.
Jerry, appreciate it. Thank you very
Cheers,
much.
Cheers, Jerry. Good to see you, Jerry.
Happy birthday, Shane.
Thank you very much, Jerry.
I think I'll hang.
I think that whoever took Jerry out of the room mid-sentence is never going to work in the industry again.
Yeah, that might be me.
Yeah.
I think I'll hang.
Okay. Couple of things about that. Number one, Jerry is genuinely one of my broadcasting heroes. Never missed a Kelly show when I was younger. Love Jerry.
Hold on. What was your favorite episode?
The McElroy episode where he's chipping them into a washing machine. I genuinely used to watch the two shows I watched at the weekend were the Kelly show and Give My Headpiece, right, whenever I was a kid.
Fuck, that explains it.
But Jerry, I think the first time I met Jerry and I was like, Jerry, I'm such a big fan, mate, and loved it. I think Jerry thought I was joking, and it took me a long time to convince him. No, I genuinely just think you're class, Jerry. And it's funny that he thought we were just being silly and maybe taking the piss. But then he'll realize that this is just what silly boys do in podcasts. It is just silly boys.
I mean, I wish I had have thought of that before we had got him on. I could have said to him when I was trying to pitch what exactly this was. Hey, Jerry, it's just silly boys doing silly things with each other. I don't know if he would have been as keen to get on, but I told him it was the rave lockdown and we were going to be playing some gala for him. But he was just like, yeah, all for it, but not just a regular podcast. But I have to apologise to him after this because he thinks we're...
That was fun. Chris, Jerry Kelly's like the Terry Wogan of Northern Ireland,
Wow.
basically.
Even though Terry Wogan is,
Old school, aye.
Well, Terry Wogan's from down south. I mean, I don't want to get political, but I just mean...
It's an island. He's from the island.
Chris, be careful, okay? Because
I don't know anything. I just know Rangers and Celtic. That's it. But
who do you support, Chris?
Who do you support?
I'm a big Aberdeen fan.
Nice. See in Belfast back in the day, that still got you smacked because I thought you were avoiding the question.
Yeah.
Who do you support? Partick Thistle?
Oh, how funny was Jerry? Jesus.
Oh, he was killing it, man.
Do you know what the funniest thing is? Like, we have a tendency to like get hyper and get giddy and like, you know, when you're at a gig, you like change it up and you try and do different things. Whereas Jerry just sits back and conserves his put downs and just plays them perfect, just in that like smooth tone. Yeah, he's a don. Like, very funny.
How have you felt riding on this podcast, Chris? How have you felt it's been coming in and experiencing this ride with us?
I wonder why it's taking so long to be asked to be involved. But
Chris, I'll get you on. I'll get you on, man.
I'm on it just now. You can't say I'll get you on. I'm on it.
no, for a one-on-one.
Don't promise me that you'll get me on your podcast when I'm already on your podcast. It doesn't make any sense.
So Todd,
man. Oh, no. We'll get you on. You're going to be on.
You'll be involved in a Zoom cast. Don't worry about it.
Should we keep this gravy train rolling?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Keep it rolling.
We have the final guest of the night. Let's just say, Shane, are you a big fan of, I don't know, music?
Yeah.
Do you like, let's just say, a certain guy like Justin Bieber?
Yeah, is it Bieber?
Hey, Dan, bring him in.
I was like, baby.
This guy like him. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yo.
Right. We've had, any guest we've had on so far has been rude, disrespectful,
yeah,
and just plain right cheeky to me on my birthday. If there is what, like, because I've had Aaron on my podcast, Dave and Chris will do it at some point, even though they're on it now, but they've not been like full guests. I'm
hosted it, by the way.
I know that you will just give me the respect. I know, like, you'll tell me a couple of nice things that you like about me, maybe some of your favorite things I've done. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like, yeah, let's just. What are your favorite things about me?
Favorite things about you? I remember when I was about 9 and you were Mike McGoldrick. That was a fun time for everybody. I think that's when you said you were going to flood Hollywood, I was initially excited, and then I realized it was for the good of Hollywood. But
criticizing my hometown as well. So.
I did a nice thing about 30 seconds ago. I think I might have written you a birthday song.
Whoa.
Dan, can you take him out of this call now, or is it nice
Dave?
Time? Yeah.
If people want to be nice, they can be nice. You won't understand this because, Colin, basically, like, Dave is like, he's in the comedy world. You know, I cross platforms. You know, you'll know me. Like, if you've seen any of like the MCBs or stuff I do, whatever, which is just a joke because like I can't rap, obviously, even though some of it's good. But like, yes, musician to musician. If you want me to jump in on this as well, like, let me know.
Honestly, if there's a sort of rap you can throw in about halfway through, I think that would be amazing.
In fact, you know what? I'm just going to sit back for this one.
Can I just say,
the Sunday world are very keen for you to be the next rapper in Northern Ireland. So it's good.
On this, just as soon as you came in there, JC, Shane just jumped on you to try and get you to say something nice, because everybody has basically been truthful. This has been like the truth quarter, and here we're just all getting things off our chest. It's been lovely. It's been really good. And Shane didn't even have the manners to introduce you. So I mean, would you like to take a wee moment and explain? Obviously, singer-songwriter, beautiful guy, and how much did Shane pay you to be his friend, and what? How did you meet?
We met through just like incessant Instagram DMing, I think I would call it.
Did he start that? Would it have been something he started?
No, to be fair, when I was about 15, I started.
Remember, be honest. Be honest.
You didn't reply to a 15-year-old boy. Like,
no,
you know,
he does that.
Hey, first of all, it's disrespectful to come on and say you remember the Mike McGoldrick videos when you were 9 because I'm 32. I'm 32 and I'm starting to feel 52. Just like that. And let's also nip in the bud. I don't know whether it's nip in the bud or nip in the butt, but let's do both to the suggestion. And that's weird because you said you're 15 and I'm talking about nipping your butt. But let's kind of put that to bed. I mean, shit, let's not put any 15-year-old boys to bed. Let's just kill the rumor.
This is digging a hole here, Shane.
That I was messaging a 15. I mean, I think
digging a hole.
I mean, what I would say, Shane, now as your friend is
maybe 16.
Maybe stop. Just stop while you're ahead there.
Sometimes I get contacted by kind of younger fans, and I just don't reply to them.
No, I didn't. I basically sent them a message being like, enjoyed the new single, and don't describe me as a younger fan because that is. I think you had one of your first singles out. I think I was doing a radio show at the time, getting a little bit flustered, and I was like,
"What was the radio show you were doing?"
It was
at the time. I didn't know you were like. I didn't know you discovered musicians. I just thought this isn't something I'm finding out about you. It's great. So what was this?
We did bump into each other at the Snow Patrol gig that you and I, Dave, were at.
At
Warren Park, and I was beyond blocked.
Yeah, but no, because you had a full conversation with my dad, and he still talks about it, and I don't think you've ever met my dad.
And did you have to have, Jesse, do you have to have your dad there so you could speak with Shane just to make sure you were safe?
Yeah, it was a chaperone situation. Yeah. That was good.
Nice. So, and do you remember the contents of that conversation, Shane?
I've been advised not to speak about it.
Yeah.
So it'll all come out, you know.
Don't say
it always does.
I think we were talking about just the music, the biz in general, like probably chatting about like record labels and publishers and the usual chords and fucking
the chords,
loop pedals and all that kind of thing. But yeah, if you have a song you wanna throw out.
Well, see, I feel like it's the wrong tone now because actually it was I think it was quite a nice song. I was just jamming. I only have the first line, so everything else is going to be completely made up on the spot.
Oh yeah, well I'm okay with that.
Like Shane said.
Well,
no, play the song. Play the song.
I mean, I'm going to have to change the lyrics in my head now, I think, because I think the tone has changed of what we're talking about. He was a nice man in my head, and now I'm sort of starting to question everything. And was I groomed from a young age?
Let's not make that part of the song. Let's not make that part of the song.
Absolutely, just you do what you feel.
Does the song have a title?
I think it goes like this. It's Shane Todd's birthday. What a day to get involved. It's Shane Todd's birthday. I'm just making all this up. It was Mike McGoldrick. Then a weird football legend named Keith, but Shane Todd's birthday. What a day for everyone. I think it's a hit, lads.
Yes.
I think it might be a hit.
Whoa. Get it to the studio right now.
I know. I think I'm going to send it to the record label and be like, nobody worry. I know everything's messed up, but I've sorted it.
JC Stewart featuring MC Beezer.
I mean, I would like to hear your verse on that. You know where you would go with that one.
Yeah, so would I actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the thing is,
like it's quite contrasting styles from what MC Beezer usually takes on.
No, my throat is like you know what it's like. Like I've been doing the ginger and the fucking lemon and like I I'm a freestyle rapper, but at the same time sometimes you need that ginger and lemon in the throat. So at the minute I don't have anything to throw out there, but no, I definitely appreciate that as a song. And if you do want to get in the studio and lay it down and get it mastered and release it, I'm how
many more words about music do you know, Shane?
All right, I said master. I also know remaster.
Remix, Shane.
Mono. Are you doing that in mono or stereo?
Well, technically that would be a mono, actually.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the song. I mean, no one's come in with the nice.
What have people been saying mostly? Because obviously, I was assuming, I'm coming on for a birthday. I'll be nice. I'll put in 30 seconds of effort before I got on the call. and just really, really, really try my best. So what's everyone else been doing?
Pardon, Aaron?
Sorry, no, you go ahead.
Yeah, people have just been like picking apart my personality, trying to just be rude in general about maybe some of the acting that I've done before, talking about like, you know, my age and saying I'm older than I am, which is weird because you're
Have
a
you
young
got
guy.
a stage age? Let's be honest here, Shane.
He does.
No, no. You know, everyone knows I'm a fucking 17-year-old up and coming act. But yeah, the guys are just being disrespectful, which is weird because you're a young guy and you and I look roughly like I could definitely like hang out with you and your mates. No, I couldn't be his dad. What would happen is
you look older. Yeah,
no,
I get it.
No, like we could go out like absolutely like
As son and dad. Yep.
No, in like music circles. And
what was it you said to me when I was younger, Shane, that you wanted me to call you dad? Was that what
no,
it was?
I didn't say I wanted you to call me dad. I said
he did. No, he did.
No, I didn't. I think, yeah, I wanted to check your birth certificate, but apart from that, that was kind.
And then confiscated it.
No, these. Are you over in London now? You back?
I am. I'm back in. I was figuring if I took 1.5 steps that way, I would be at the end of my apartment. So yeah, it's really glamorous out here.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of my scene. You know what I mean? Like these guys would be very much in their own like neighborhoods. Like, you know, I could see myself over in London being a little bit more metropolitan. But, yeah, they've just been rude, you know. But you can't.
Hey Shane, do you want to show, speaking of metropolitan and like London and like moving with the times, do you want to show them how you've set up your green screen? We've shown everybody on the podcast so far how Shane has set up the tech of his green screen. So hopefully,
I'd love to see this
as well.
Right, yeah, I brought my actual green screen down from upstairs.
I was gonna say, is that just the color of your wallpaper? Like, it was a bold choice. I was thinking.
No, it's a genuine green screen, and I tried to put a sweet background on it, and I tried to have a really fun background as well. I was like, this will give the guys a laugh, but it's only fun whenever I move my head. You know what I mean? Like
how did that even happen?
That'll never not be funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's what's strange about it is, number one, it's a green screen, and secondly, I'm now sitting just with a green screen behind me. I'm not on it, which is maybe the most basic thing ever. But I'll figure it out. But yeah,
they're selling for a fortune. They're sold out everywhere, so you could probably get 20 quid down the budget.
Yeah, I mean, anything I could get for it would probably be good because I have no use for it because I don't know how to use it. But yeah, that's enjoyable. I very much enjoyed having a. Yeah, Aaron's.
There he is. Hey, me and my boy JC. Am I right, JC?
That's another thing Shane was talking about, actually.
Hey, I think, JC, I'm going to have to just move on here because Shane, legally, I can't pay his bills anymore. So I just want to say, on behalf of my podcast, Tea with D, thank you for coming on board, and thank you for the beautiful song, and also thank you for feeling so willing to open up about the truth about Shane. I think that's something a lot of people didn't know, and I really, really appreciate it. Right,
but you know, it's been an emotional evening for me. But happy birthday, Shane!
Thank you very much.
Definitely go and get that track laid down.
There was no grooming at all. It was all a little joke. All a little joke.
It was just a joke.
Just a wee joke.
It was. All a joke, yeah.
Because I'm actually 37, so it's all a joke.
Yeah, yeah. You have a stage age.
I used to be younger, but yeah.
So did I actually.
Me too.
So early.
I don't think I was.
This was just born this age.
Benji buttons.
This is the youngest I've ever been.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate it. I'll probably see you at an industry party in the next couple of months for
absolutely
for the new Blazing Squad track or whatever.
See a side of stage at the limelight, just my eyes piercing into your
yes,
comedy set.
Like your tour poster followed me around for a lot of months doing that. But
it did.
Yeah, cheers for coming on the pod. Appreciate it. And
happy birthday. See you later.
Thanks very much.
Take it easy.
Bye.
No, somebody wrote me a nice song. Somebody wrote me a nice song. That's the way to do it.
I mean, the guys are talented. a talented guy, but I kind of feel like you put him under pressure and he just kind of winged it on the spot.
Yeah, he
Because
didn't
the
manage.
lyrics were, "It's Shane Todd's birthday. It's Shane Todd's birthday." And he's forcing me to do this.
Chris, did you ask who that was?
Yeah.
Jay, yeah.
This is
what
like
happened-
Belfast fucking royalty, man.
Right, what happened was I saw JC pop up. I realized none of the guys knew him beforehand. I know he's a little bit younger as well. So I thought, I want him to like know the situation. So I can't like also when I saw he had a guitar in his hand, I was like, he's probably got a song for me. So I got a little bit giddy and carried away. And I was like, I almost didn't want you guys to know him.
Mm.
I didn't want you guys to steal him and be friends with him like you did with Jerry. So I think I jumped in. I was disrespectful. I didn't give him an introduction. But JC Stewart, singer-songwriter, fantastic. Did an episode of the podcast. And he's really good.
Lovely
Guys,
voice.
can I just ask again? I hate to sound like I'm doing investigative journalism here, but see, whenever you and Shane first met, did he reach out to you on social media, having seen your pictures, and it was just coincidence that you were older than you are and do stand up, or what was the situation there?
You know, he
And
said
this Galway's a cover story.
well, we met in Galway, but I'd actually heard from him a couple of years earlier.
Yeah.
He said, what was it?
Here we
ASL.
Is that like that band that sang "Beat Again"?
Age, sex, location. That was what he wanted to know.
I didn't ask your age, X location. We put to the Galway Comedy Festival together. You basically, you were sitting with, I think, a blanket on your knees when I went backstage, and you said to me, you said,
What's under this?
if I can use your accent, you said, you said, and it was barely a whisper, but only I heard it. You said, I think you said, I don't know anyone. And I said, yeah, you did, man.
Why is he missed out for?
I don't know, but he had a blanket over his knees, and he said, I don't know anyone. And he was sort of like crying a little bit. And I said, it's okay. And I think I put my jacket around you, and I said, let's go get you a scarf. And it went from there. I think it went from there. And it's been beautiful ever since. Remember, we went to get wings in Edinburgh, which was nice, and there was some problem with mine. I had to send them back, and the guy was pissed off. And, yeah, me and Roscoe.
Typical.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal, but
Roscoe's a good guy. I asked him to come to the podcast, and he said, "Nah, fuck you." So
yeah, fair.
It's pretty hurtful. Can you pass my regards on to him, though, please, Chris?
Roscoe's like my Dave.
Yeah, we would have some sort of like tag team event if we were like wrestlers. Like we would be a feuding tag team, I think. And Aaron would definitely be like our manager.
Yes, he is.
Who pokes people in the eye and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he becomes like after our tag team breaks up, he becomes a wrestler who wrestles in matches by himself, but he gets released by the company after like 6 months.
Mhm.
And he still does wrestling shows around Europe, but like,
Conventions.
not, yeah.
Yeah,
Dressed
the
exactly
indie
as
scene, I'm
he's
big on the
dressed
indie
now with
scene.
the headphones on.
Yeah.
But
And
they're
he's
not
called,
actually to listen to music, they're to kill noises that make him angry.
he's called Rico Sunshine.
Rico shite, more like.
And that's my move. That's my move.
That's cool. Do that again?
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's good.
That's how
That
Rico
is good.
Sunshine. That's intimidation. That's what it does in the ring.
So, have you enjoyed this episode, Shane?
I've really enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun, and I think you kind of have to, if you give it out, you have to be able to take it. Isn't that it, guys? And listen, I give it out plenty. So you guys have come along with your insults and your jibes, and I feel like I've been a good sport. Take it in my stride.
Well,
And I will never speak to any of you little rats again. And if you were here, I'd scrub all your faces. But no, it's been a lot of fun. Dan has been very unnerving the whole way through. Like I would
Yes.
love it if Dan had jumped in at several points. I would have enjoyed it because Dan and I do a bonus podcast for the Patreon, and we speak like equally. And oh no,
that's all you had to do, Dan. That's all you had to do the whole time.
this is I've never seen what Dan looks like. This is the first time I've ever seen Dan. I've been catfished. I thought Dan was a 45-year-old black lady.
Oh, you definitely didn't. You thought he was a 16-year-old fella, but we'll not talk about that.
Who played music?
Dan, although the podcast isn't a year old yet, you've been producing for a couple of months. You like this is where someone could say something potentially nice. Like you have to say, like, we got into the iTunes top 40 for a couple of weeks. It's been growing. Surely, with all the talent you've worked with, like, because you did Russell Brand's podcast, you produce currently Sue Perkins' podcast. Surely I have to stand out head and shoulders as the most professional, competent. And there's a good silence here because people want to hear the answer to this. But yeah, do you want to sort of jump in and basically say what it's been like to work on the podcast?
Well, look, Shane, we've been going for almost an hour and a half now, so I think we just run out of time. So maybe we just wrap it up.
No, I think we're good because I don't think we have a set time.
No, there definitely is.
Yeah, that's good. Again, like as the host of the podcast, I'm happy to take your lead. You're the producer, you're the boss, and I'm just basically the numbers. Really, I'm the one that will bring the listeners to the Flailing podcast. But I think obviously we've done an hour and a half. We just want to kind of say, Shane, I think you've been kind of fishing for compliments in an empty bucket, really.
Here we go.
If you want to come out now at the end and maybe sort of say thank you to our guests on the podcast here today, Aaron and Chris, please.
I have
they can go back to their lives and then start enjoying themselves again and not feel pressured to say something nice about you.
Well, first of all, to Aaron Butler, I want to say you're a special guy.
Thanks.
And never forget that.
No.
You're beautiful in many ways, and I just want you to just keep being yourself.
I'll do that.
And you've disrespected me, Chris.
Dan,
honestly,
take Aaron out. Like we're knocking them off one by one.
Get rid of him.
Tonight, Aaron.
Happy birthday, mate. It's good to be here.
Don't call me mate. Don't call me mate. Thank you, though. So, Chris, you still are my best friend in comedy, just slightly over Dave. But there has been a lot of disrespect. And what I appreciate in a nice way is you being here for the whole pod, because a lot of that was NI banter. You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of references. I was like, oh, the other Jerry Kelly. I mean,
I'll Google that. It's a Provo guy.
Well, it may be best if we take Chris out. We won't be the only ones taking Chris out.
that was a very nice way to end it.
That was nice. No, it has been a lot of fun. Like Davey, you know that I enjoy a couple of things: tea, fresh fruit, and I enjoy having a laugh
Young
with my
guys.
friends. And tonight, I have not seen any friends, but we've had a nice time. And there's something weird, isn't there? Whenever you sort of like enjoy being slagged off by your mates. It's like Denzel in Training Day, whenever no one will back him up. Dan, we talked about this in a Patreon episode. When Denzel, like, no one backs him up in the estate, and he's looking around like, yo, motherfuckers. All right. You know, it's that kind of thing. But no, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate the effort you guys put in to this podcast that I knew nothing about. I didn't even know you were doing a birthday episode for me.
Yeah, no, you did pay us to do that, but that's don't worry about it.
But now that everyone's gone.
Yeah, now that everyone's gone.
5 things you like about me, Dave.
I mean, look, this is my episode. This is about me. It's your birthday,
episode.
But I'm the host, and since it's about me, Dan.
No, don't kick. No, I swear, Dan, if you kick me.
Right, guys, that wraps up what was a pretty fun episode. How do you feel, Dan? Obviously, you've been there the whole time trying to coordinate who's coming in and out of the room. How did you feel it was?
I'm just happy we got people in and out of the room, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I think it was a fun episode. There wasn't too much over the top of each other. I think it worked out well, and you know, it would be remiss for me to just end my guest hosting of this podcast without saying something nice about Shane. And obviously, as his best friend, really, you know, he has very thick hair for a man of his age, and that's where I'm going to maybe end that. And if you just want to leave me here, I think there's one more guest I'm trying to get here. So, you know, we'll see if we can do that, and you can take yourself out, and then by proxy, I'll be taken out, I guess. But I'm just going to hang here and see what else can happen. But thank you for listening, guys. Subscribe to the Patreon and do everything else. Tea with Me podcast out on is it out on the Wednesday and Friday, Dan?
Yeah.
Yes, Wednesday and Friday. Subscribe on iTunes, across everywhere else. And thank you, guys, you suckers, you sippers, for letting me host. And happy birthday, Shane.
Hey, what's up? Happy birthday, Shane.
Chris, it's just me left. Everybody's gone already, so it's just he's missed it.
You told me to call
Yeah,
on
so
my
I said,
late?
yeah, no, I said the call, but everybody's gone now. Obviously, the time difference, you've missed it by about
Oh,
a couple of hours here. It's just me sitting on the internet by myself. So
yeah, well, fucking Shane. I mean, you know, this is what happens to him. What an asshole.
yeah, I know. But I mean, I told him to hang on. I had a surprise for him, but he said last time he hung on the internet on a Zoom call and I had a surprise. It was a wee bit gay, so he kind of
Wow.
he
Well,
went. So
yeah. I was going to surprise him. I was going to pull out my mangina and yell happy birthday, but I guess he'll never see it now.
No, we could have done that together, but he's an idiot. So I'll let him know. He won't believe it's happened, but I'll let him know anyway. And
could have munched my man ass for dinner, but he fucked up.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'll tell him next time to come on an empty stomach.
All right, well,
be ready to go.
I gotta go now. I gotta untape tape my dick back to my ass for a joke for shit, but I gotta go untape my dick now.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, see what if you want to post the tape across to me, and I'll make sure it gets to him when he's finished. He can.
There you go, brother.
Yeah, dead on, Chris. All right, man. Take it easy.
All right, buddy. I'll see you later.
Yeah, take it easy.
All right, Shane.
Bye.